It is 9th of June, and it's been exactly 11 days since the cricket mega event kick-started in England. India is playing Australia today later in the afternoon. So we are entering into the second phase now. It has been a wonderful, so far it's been a wonderful exhibition of ODI cricket. We have seen some fantastic batting performances, some wonderful bowling spell, and some great outfield catches by the likes of Ben Stokes and Sheldon Cottrell, who took a blinder the other night. The very first day was a joy for the host nation. England completely outplayed South Africa. It was a comprehensive victory and a complete team performance by Owen Morgan's men. Men in maroon demolished Pakistan in 13.4 overs. It was a complete carnage. Black Caps gave Sri Lankans a hard time, beating them by 10 wickets. And Australia had an easy run over the minnows of Afghanistan. So far, the first 4 days, no hiccups, no drama. But you cannot rule out an upset when you're talking about a big tournament like the World Cup. It was just around the corner. South Africa started as favourites against the Bangladesh. Faf du Plessis won the toss, elected to bowl first on a tired-looking surface, thinking of bouncing the Bangladesh out. But in return, Bangladesh went on to score 300 plus, which proved to be more than enough for the chasing Proteas, handling them the second consecutive defeat. The next match was the match of the tournament for me and for many others for various reasons. It was a matchup between two contrasting sides. The tournament favourites England against the mercurial, the unpredictable Pakistan. No one gave Pakistan a chance because Pakistan was coming from a horrid run in ODI cricket. They were whitewashed by the Aussies in UAE, then they were whitewashed again in England by the Englishmen. They lost both their warm-up matches, and one was against Afghanistan, and then they started the tournament with a humiliating and embarrassing defeats against the West Indies. When Morgan won the toss and he elected to field first, it was a wonderful start by the Pakistani openers Fakhar Zaman and Imam ul Haq. Both got starts along with Babar Azam, but it was the belligerent 84 by the veteran Mohammad Hafiz and a 50, quick-fire 50 by the Captain Sarfaraz, who set the tone for 348, which proved a little too many, even for the chase masters England. England, we all know how good they are when they're chasing 340 plus. They've been doing all this summer against the same team. Joe Root became the first centurion of this World Cup 2019. Joining him was George Butler, and they both were magnificent. But it was the first time both the centurions ended up in the losing side. Wahab Riaz kept his cool in the later part, and Mohammad Amir was also good and effective. So the experience coming through and handling the Pakistan, the first win of the tournament, putting the name on the points table. Then came the 5th of June, the day that all the Indian cricketing fans have been waiting for. India was playing against South Africa in Southampton in Aegis Bowl. We all were thinking for a hard battle between both the wonderful teams of cricket. But that wasn't the case. South Africa has been wounded badly by the loss of the great fast bowler Dale Steyn, who's been ruled out of the World Cup. It's sad for all the cricketing fans because we all love watching Dale Steyn. We all know how good he is. He's been a great fast bowler. But the ghosts of the past, they came to haunt South Africa again. The vulnerability against the wrist spin. India started well. Jasprit Bumrah removing Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla in his opening spell. And then Yajvendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav breaking the back of the Proteas. Kuldeep Yadav just took 1 wicket, but it was Yajvendra Chahal's day who took 4 wickets and demolished South Africa, broke the back completely. Chris Morris, Fulakwayo, Rabada fought well to sort of put a sizable total on the board. But it wasn't enough because when you have the likes of Rohit Sharma, who scored a fantastic century, 122 not out, and then he had a wonderful partnership with KL Rahul, I think that was the positive for me. If you talk about that match, because Rahul was vigilant, Rahul was thoughtful, he prized his wicket, and that is what is needed from the number 4 in the Indian side. We all had a lot of talk. I think we just need to show a bit of faith on KL Rahul, and he's going to pay dividends. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, usual, how good spinners become suddenly very good when MS Dhoni is behind the stumps, and Virat Kohli looks like a different captain along with Dhoni. Dhoni played an intelligent hand with the bat, but we all know how Kohli is when he is with Dhoni as a captain. We're not going to get into details. We're going to leave it for the viewers to guess. Ross Taylor ensured that there are no hiccups. He scored a fantastic 80 something to ensure that New Zealand stay top on the points table. So there was a bit of drama against Bangladesh, but New Zealand came on top, registering their second consecutive victory. The other day was the matchup between my team, Men in Maroons versus the Aussies. We were all thinking about winds of change and the Calypso tunes will be ringing again, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. West Indies were fantastic in the first 85% of the match when they were bowling, and they were wonderful in the first 85% of the match when they were batting, but that little 15% was the margin of difference between a mercurial good side and the champion side who know how to win, like Australia. Australia were in tatters with a wonderful spell of fast bowling by Shane Thomas and Sheldon Cottrell, and even Andre Russell getting those wickets before his knee started hurting. Nathan Coulter-Nile played a blinder. It is one of those knocks which you don't see much often, but it just came at the right time for the Australia, and Stephen Smith was fantastic in holding up the innings. It was the glue through which the entire innings were sort of revolving. West Indies, though, were batting well with Shea Hope showing a lot of grit and determination. Nicholas Pooran batted well with all his strokes. He was playing his shots. He got caught out by a wonderful catch by Aaron Finch. Then Shimron Hetmyer played his shots. He was looking good, but was unfortunate to get run out in a very crucial stage of the match. Jason Holder and Shea Hope studied the ship, but they were playing well. They were playing intelligently, and I think they got the West Indies to the brink of the victory before that moment of madness by Andre Russell, which changed the game for the West Indies. I thought West Indies missed the trick by not playing Shane Gabriel or Kemar Roach instead of Carlos Brathwaite. They could have folded the Australians much before. By the time they ended up scoring 288, which proved just a bit much. Ashley Nurse, I thought, would have batted up over Brathwaite, because Brathwaite, I haven't seen him doing many things after that World Cup when he hit those 4 sixes. So Brathwaite I think he's a good batsman when he's just getting 10 balls or 11 balls. I think Ashley Nurse would have batted. But cricket is a hard game, it's a funny game. You can't talk about ifs and buts. New Zealand played against Afghanistan. Kane Williamson ensured it's 3-on-3 for the Kiwis. So New Zealand is topping the charts table, and England got their mojo back. Jason Roy scoring a fantastic 150 and demolishing Bangladesh and defeating them by more than 100. Shakib played well. He scored a century, but England is getting the mojo back, which is an alarming sign. The consistency at which they've been scoring those 300 plus in every match. So a brief summary to the entire thing, what has happened so far. South Africa needs to get their act together as soon as possible. Faf du Plessis needs to identify his 11 men. Yeah, I think he needs to get Aiden Markram in playing at 1 drop, and then he needs to get JP Duminy. He looks completely out of sort. He needs to bat at number 4 to add a little bit of stability. West Indies needs to add a little method to their madness. Shea Hope and Hetmyer can be the bridge between the committed universe boss, and I think he'll be more sensible, because watching Bray Russ, watching him sit in the pavilion watching the match, I got a feeling that he'll be a little more serious by the second match. So Hetmyer and Hope can be the bridge between the universe boss and Bray Russ, which can make Men in Maroon a very dangerous side. India registered a clinical resounding win over South Africa. They looked good. They looked wonderfully balanced. The only change that they can do, they can see the conditions and they can change it accordingly. Probably a Vijay Shankar can come in place of Kedar Jadhav if they want a bit of seam. Otherwise, they look good. Or Bhuvneshwar Kumar can shuffle between Bhuvneshwar and Mohammad Shami if needed. Otherwise, India looked a fantastic side. Kohli, Dhoni, everyone, Rohit Sharma, everyone looked in good touch. So India is in good shape, but just stick with KL Rahul. He'll pay dividends. Trust my word for it. Australia, the champion side, they've been just winning. They won 3 matches against India while trailing 2-0, and they went on to win the series. They won 3 matches against India, whitewashed Pakistan 5. They won against England in the warm-up match. Then they defeated the West Indies and in the Afghanistan. So they are having a wonderful run again. We know the champion side, Australia. New Zealand, they're top on the points table. They are playing very good cricket. The senior men in the team, they're taking the responsibility. Ross Taylor got them home. In the first match, Colin Munro and Martin Guptill ensured a 10-wicket victory, and then Kane Williamson took that responsibility and played a wonderful knock. So all the 6 teams, when you talk about West Indies, Australia, South Africa, Pakistan has lit up the tournament. They need to add a little more consistency. Sometimes they can be as poor like a club cricket team, and the other day they can come charging up against the best in the world, and that is what Pakistan is. So far it has been a wonderful exhibition of cricket, and we all have enjoyed it. Today is India versus Australia. So stay tuned.